Hey, how's it going? David Taub here with Epic Guitar Instruction. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. Today we're going to do a fun acoustic version of the Five Finger Death Punch tune, A Little Bit Off, from their 2020 record titled Fate, F8. And it's a lot of fun when we strip it down and do it for just one guitar. And we're going to do an acoustic version, and I'm going to do this version in standard tuning. Go ahead, tune your guitars low to high, E, A, D, G, B, and E. And basically all you'll need to play the song is 5 chords, and those chords are a D minor, F, C. If you want to add a little body to that chord, you could add the low G note in the bass, making it C over G, either one. And you're going to need a G chord. Play it like this with 2 fingers, muting that A string, because we're going to have to add that C note for that riff, right? And that note you can grab with your first finger, making this a G sus4, because we're adding the C note here, first fret on the B string, and grab that with your first finger. So you have this chord. And if you have a quick second, please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that really helps us to keep bringing the content, as well as then you'll be notified when we have new lessons out. Leave a comment too. Let us know what lessons you'd like to see coming up. And if you like the video, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for your support. So the song starts off with the intro he plays 2 times, and then it goes into verse 1. And this main riff is kind of the main riff that they're going to use throughout most of the whole song. And it's really driving the whole song. I'll tell you what, let me play it 2 times through, and then I'll go back and explain it. So here's what we're doing. We're going from that D minor chord to the F, to the C, to the G, to the G sus4. All right, so if I really slow that down, on that D minor, you're going down, chuck. Now you got to get these chucks in there. It's a real important rhythmic element for the song, right? So down, and then down, chuck, where you have your hand and the pick, my right hand, hit the strings at the same time. That's the sound you want. So down, down, chuck, and I'll tab that out with a DC is for down, chuck. So D minor, down, down, chuck. Then you go to the F major, same thing, down, down, chuck, to the C, down, down, chuck. 3 together will sound like this slow. Okay, now go to that G chord with 2 fingers like this, and you're going to go down, and then G sus4, you add that first finger on the upstroke. Okay, and this is how I think you can get it to sound good on acoustic, as opposed to just kind of doing a hammer on it, right? Just a quick down, up strum, and that up, you don't even have to hit all the strings, even if you just get the top 3 or 4. So far, this is what we have slow. All right, and then after the G sus4, down chuck, up chuck. And you can kind of grab the strings with your fret hand to really quiet them. So 2 times for the intro, and then that goes into verse 1. I'm a little bit off today. Something down inside me's different. And if you're having trouble playing that F chord, that F bar chord, right? Or if you're having trouble in bar chords in general, or changing from bars to opens, opens to bars, I could really help you with that. So much of it is getting that good fret hand technique. And I'll tell you what, click on the link in the YouTube description box below. I'll send you my killer video lesson on critical fret hand bar chord techniques and bar chord playing and changing exercises. It's a killer extended play video lesson. It's not on YouTube, and I'll pair it with an ebook. I'll send you that also, which has more lessons in it, more exercises. It's a killer 1-2 punch. It'll really help you along in your guitar journey. And I'll send them both to you for free. Just click on that link below. Now the verses. Verse 1 and 2 are the same, and then later in the song, verses 3 and 4 are the same. A little bit of variation. So here's the progression for the verses. You're going to do that D minor, F, C, G to G sus4 with the chucking, same as the intro. You're going to do that 3 times. Then on the 4th time, you're going to change it to the same first 3 chords, D minor, F, C, and then you're going to go to a D minor chord. Do a down and a down chuck. I'll play it in 1 second. So, and then the next time, the next line, I'm a little bit off today, a little bit off. Again, you're going to stay with that D minor, F, C. And then you just kind of kill the C, and then there's a bass fill. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So let me play the whole first verse. It'll sound like this. Since we don't have a bass, if you're playing it on acoustic guitar, you can just throw in a couple down, up, chucks. And then he starts verse 2. Verse 2, C, I'm a little bit off today. I cannot put my finger on it. Verse 2, exact same changes as verse 1. And that goes into the first chorus, that hey, yeah, yay, hey, yeah, yay, hey, yeah, don't you know. Now those changes are pretty much the same as the main progression. We're going to strum it a little differently to give it a little variation, but basically it's D minor, F, C, G. You don't have to go to the sus4. And then the second time, D minor, F, C, D minor. Kind of like your verse, right? And then again, it repeats D minor, F, C, G, and then D minor, F, C, D minor. A little bit off today. All right, let me play the chorus for you. This first chorus, it'll sound like this. The chorus, we're going to open it up a little bit because we don't have all the instrumentation, right? There's no bass, there's no electric guitar to play those big power chords, right? It's just one guitar. And we want to play it a little differently than the intro, even though it's the same chords, to give the song some variation so it doesn't get too redundant. On the D minor, down, up. And then on the F, down, up, down, and then another down. So two together. Okay, C. Down, up, like we did on the first chord on the D minor. And on the G, down, up, down. So all four of the first four together. Now the next time, repeat the first three chords again. And then on that last chord, D minor, down, down. Starts over, do it 2 times through. And then right out of the chorus, he does just D minor, F, and C. So it's almost like the intro, except you leave off the G chord. And you just do it with that same kind of feel. And then there's the bass fill, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, into verse 3. And as you can see, the song is just different variations of the same basic 2 progressions, right? So after the first chorus and the little riff again, it goes into verse 3. I'm a little pissed off today and there ain't nothing you could do about it. Now verse 3 and verse 4. Verse 4, as I told a little white lie today, I smiled and told someone I loved them. Those 2 verses are the same, just a little bit different than verse 1 and 2. Here's the progression for those, verse 3 and 4. It's D minor, F, C, G to G sus4. You're going to do that 3 times. The 4th time, D minor, F, C, D minor. Kind of again like the first 2 verses, but the last time, D minor, F, C, and D minor again. Let me play the verses 3 and 4 for you. They'll sound like this. Again, very similar. A little variation on a D minor chord. Let that ring between verse 3 and verse 4. Verse 4 will start right up again, right, on that D minor chord. After verse 4, it goes into another chorus. And the second chorus is the exact same thing as the first chorus. Now, after the second chorus, there's a little bridge section, which then goes into the final chorus and the outro. The bridge section, again, a little variation, is just D minor, F, C, G to G sus4, and then D minor, F, C, D minor. He kind of slows it down a little bit on the C and the D minor chords. So let me play you that bridge. It'll sound like this. And this is I Got a Little High Today, Got Lost Inside a Sea of Madness. right, and you let that D minor ring, and then the deep voice comes on. Everybody sing, and then it goes into another chorus, and then the outro. Now we're at the end of the song. This last chorus is basically just like the other chorus, except he adds one more line on it. He adds, hey, yeah, you gotta let it go. So you play like a regular chorus, but then you add on D minor, F, C, and a D minor. And that's it. He kind of plays the chorus like 1.5 times. And that goes right into the outro. And the outro, it quiets down. I'm a little bit off today. Something down inside me feels so different. Just a little bit off today. You can all F off today, right? All right, and then that outro is just D minor, F, C, G, G sus4, D minor, F, and then you just hold the C, and that's it. I'll tell you what, let me play that last chorus for you, which is basically 1.5 times, and then I'll play that right into the outro. It'll sound like this. Hope you enjoyed that lesson. It's pretty easy to piece the whole thing together. It's all based off of that main riff. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. I got some killer lessons coming up, and I don't want you to miss them. And if you subscribe, this way you'll be notified when I have new lessons up, as well as that really helps us to keep the content coming. And don't forget to click on the link in the YouTube description box below. I'll send you my extended play killer video lesson on essential bar chord playing and changing technique tips, packed with exercises. It'll come with an ebook. The video lesson's not on YouTube. It'll really help you along your guitar journey. Just click on that link below. And if you like the hard rock killer sounds of Five Finger Death Punch, I think you might enjoy my original band. My original band is Mindcell, and I just dropped a new record. We're based out of San Diego. I'd love for you to check it out. I think it's a slammin' record, some of the best music I've ever written. It's streaming on all the platforms. I'll put links to all of it in the YouTube description box below. Check it out, and then let me know if you have any questions on the songs, or let me know how you like the record. Let me know if you have any questions on the gear I used, or maybe the recording, the studio recordings or techniques. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for checking out this lesson. Thanks so much for your support over the years and years. So appreciated. Keep having fun with those guitars, right? Stay tuned. Lots more killer stuff to come. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. Take care and rock on.